Welcome back to the podcast.
Hi, Kennedy.
So Claudia has a little bit of a headache today. Mm-hmm. She might be pregnant. We don't know.
No, I'm not.
Have you got a pregnant test?
No.
No? Why do you have a headache? She's had a headache for 3 days.
Because I have the opposite of that, a period.
Oh, a period? So are periods like, do you look forward to it? Or is it like really terrible once you get it?
Look forward to
Brandon,
it.
You know the answer to that dumbass
Why
question.
are you even asking that?
I really want to experience a period for just 1 week out of my entire life so I can relate to you guys and see what it feels like. Because sometimes you're talking about it and I feel left out. I'm like, I can't talk about this.
Brandon,
you talk about your periods very often.
Not me. I don't get it anymore.
If you got a period, you'd be the most insufferable, like complaining, annoying.
I think all guys would.
I disagree.
They would, because everyone knows that men complain when they have a sore throat.
I was saying it would be, I just want to experience it for 1 week so I can relate to you guys.
I thought you tried to experience it with that thing that you would hook up.
Yeah, but that doesn't actually do anything. I want to like,
It's not
like,
it's
I'm
not
talking
just period cramps. It's mental. It's your whole body.
Oh yeah, it's PMS.
so how would you describe it? Like what it feels like?
It's different
Like
for
you
everybody.
have to act like you're gonna cry. You feel like you're gonna cry one day, and the next second you're like laughing, and it's like
physically,
you're.
it's just like you're walking. Imagine
moody.
you're walking and out of nowhere you just start peeing yourself, and you're like, "Fuck." It's like that.
That wouldn't be fun.
Staining,
I would have to wear like a
staining all your
diaper.
underwear, staining all your clothes. For me,
Honestly, it's not just a period though. It's like the entire cycle from beginning to end. Like day 1 to day 30, you literally go through something different every.
You have like one good week out of
Literally,
the whole
One
you have
good
like one
week.
good week. 1 week where you feel happy and normal and upbeat and high energy, and like every other week, it's something wrong. The week before my period, I feel like the devil.
same.
When my period comes, I feel like I'm like sick, like headache, really tired, really hungry.
See, this is why I think women have it better than men. I'm not just saying this to get on women's good side either. For those of you listening, I actually think women do have it harder because men don't have any
you
of
said
this stuff.
better.
Yeah, you said better.
You meant
Oh.
harder.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what?
I meant harder.
Yeah, harder.
Harder. Sorry.
got so
I've been
scared.
coding.
Sleep deprived.
I'm sleep deprived and been coding this morning. That's not what I meant. You guys have it harder.
Until you're 55,
Kennedy.
and then you don't have to get it anymore. So
But then you go through menopause.
it's great right now.
So now you
it
know
wasn't great
now
though.
you know what it feels like to be a guy.
Okay, yeah, but
Sorry.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
I had a little
But
bit too much special chocolate last night, and I'm slow today because of it.
Is that why you're late to the podcast?
Late?
Yeah, you delayed it. You told us 12:30 instead of 12.
Oh yeah, honestly.
But we
that's
were
why.
late too, I guess.
woke up really-
You need to slow down on
Okay,
on
so
the
I'm the
edibles.
only one that's 100% right now.
No,
then.
I don't. I
I
don't
mean,
take,
other than the fact that my head hurts, I'm good.
I don't take edibles that much, but when I do, I take them
Who'd you take it with?
myself.
Your cat? Oh, you take it alone in your home?
Yeah, it's
What do you
awesome.
do? You just
Just like enter a different world.
do you give your cats a bunch of catnip when you take your edible so they can get high with you?
No, they don't get high
Oh,
from cat.
that's what I would do.
Catnip doesn't.
Don't they like? You don't think they feel kind of lonely because you're like high out of your mind and they're just like walking around sober?
It.
Oh, I think they can. I think they know when you're high and they're going. Yeah, they're trying to like tell you, Kennedy, please slow down, but you can't understand them because you
Stop
can't
trying
speak
to make
cat
me
like
feel
I can.
guilty for
Okay,
my habits.
The feather.
your habits.
Yeah.
I'm not making you feel guilty. I'm just saying that your cats might be a little lonely when you're high or
Why
worried about
would
you.
they be lonely? They literally lay on top of me.
Yeah, because they feel bad. They're trying to keep you warm.
Anyway.
Anyway, okay, I
Why
have
are you
some.
holding yourself?
What do you mean holding myself?
You're like holding your belly.
What do you mean holding my belly?
He was
just
going
were
after his
holding your
phone.
belly.
He
You've
was
been holding
going
your
after his
head.
phone.
Yeah, I was going after my phone. God.
No, his
Okay.
hand was just sitting like this. Play back the footage.
Oh my god! Now people are gonna like sit on that scene. So somebody said it was an ick. I read one of the comments from the last video. We talked about or last two videos. We talked about icks, and somebody said it was an ick when I scratched my foot.
What?
And they time stamped it, and then I had a bunch of likes. I'm like, what the is? That's
How
an
did
ick.
you
I'm gonna
scratch
scratch my foot multiple times this episode just to piss everyone off.
How
I
did
wanna
you
see.
scratch it?
I don't know. I probably went like this or something. Yeah, you scratch your feet too. If you have an itch on your feet, on your foot, you scratch it.
Yeah, that's just I don't
The
know.
way you scratched it.
Oh my god.
That ick thing.
Okay. Anyway, last time we talked about dating advice from guys. Today we're going to talk about dating advice that women, for women about men. All of this dating advice came directly from women. Okay, so it's
On
the
what
opposite.
platform?
Yeah, from Reddit.
Corey, where did this information come from? A little bit of everything. He said a little bit of everything.
Oh, he's lying. It's all from Reddit. I can
He's
read
not
his
lying.
face.
We'll be honest. We'll be honest. Corey and I went out and we did a poll. We walked around
Yeah, okay.
right. Towson
Sure.
College,
should have
Right.
done.
and we did a poll, and we asked a bunch of girls.
That's what you should have done.
We surveyed
No, 'cause
okay,
that would have been.
college girls. You don't need
Yeah,
advice
that
from
would have been
college girls.
exactly.
Oh no, it was professors too, like female professors,
Okay.
college girls, people. Yeah, he went to the
Okay.
bar.
Can't wait to hear this.
Okay, so first one. God, this is probably something that you shouldn't talk about with your family, but doesn't matter. This is advice, dating advice. Is it from a woman for men?
From women about men.
Oh, from women about men. Okay. Size actually does matter. There is such a thing as too big.
Yes, that's
True.
True, I guess.
Now.
Don't know, don't care.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody wants that thing to be like the size of a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one guy. It's so big that he can't do it with anyone because it can't fit. It's just too large. Have you seen that guy where he's walking around? You can see it like in his pants.
No, but I know of people who have to wear only
Listen,
sweatpants.
I feel like
That legit would make me sick.
most women will say they'd rather have just an average size over like some massive.
Okay, let me ask you this. Micro or like big?
Micro.
big.
It's something about your generation, Mom. Okay, we should move on from this one.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay, number 2.
Dakota's gonna be like, what?
Is this good dating advice from a woman? A proper girl won't kiss on the first date,
No.
but a real man would know what you want, so he would try anyways.
What?
Well, I mean, that I don't even understand that.
I don't either.
Sounds kind of rapey.
What was it? A proper man wouldn't kiss on the first
Yeah,
date.
yeah, they're saying that a proper man won't kiss on the first date.
But a
No,
real
no,
man-
no. A proper girl won't kiss on the first date, but a real man would know what the girl wants, so he would do it.
I
He
don't
would
think
go in.
that's true. If you guys have chemistry and you want to kiss, then you'll just kiss. If you don't want to kiss, then you say no.
Oh, that's so awkward if a guy goes in for a kiss
Oh,
and
I've
then the
had
girl
that.
doesn't want it. And she's just like,
I've had
I
that.
would say guys probably don't do it unless you literally know with absolute certainty she wants you to kiss her, where she says something like, "Are you gonna kiss me?" or she's like giving you that look like she wants you to kiss her, but
Or she's getting real close to your face.
yeah, or
so what about the
Yeah,
guys who
no.
can't pick up on those
Yeah,
cues?
they can't read the room.
They can't read the girl, so they just go in
Well, then
for
you
can't
it.
should
read
just
anything.
ask. You should say, "Can I kiss you?"
They don't do that.
How can a
guys do.
guy
Mom,
learn?
yes. A lot of guys in my generation will ask.
No, I didn't have that.
How can a guy learn to pick up on the cues from women more? Because I feel like a
You
lot of
can't
guys
learn
have.
that. You either have it or
no
you
idea.
don't.
Yeah, you.
I
Have
think
That sucks.
asking is nice. I
That's-
think if they don't know and
Spend
they
more
just
time
say it.
around women.
literally.
No,
Too
I just
many-
think asking and being polite.
Yeah, but what if you ask in a really awkward way, like, "Can I kiss you?"
And
If
then they
like
get
you enough,
no.
they won't care. They don't care if you're awkward.
I think you just feel it. If you feel it, you feel it. But like
Dating
yeah,
advice
guys,
is
some guys
stupid
will-
because it's so subjective. Everybody's different. Everybody wants different things. Just because someone says something that doesn't make it true, it's like just go out and experience things for yourself and figure out what makes sense for you and the people that you like.
Well,
Stop
there are a lot
listening-
of people
Stop
who.
listening to the people on the internet.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who have no idea what they're doing, so they get all their advice for this from
But
the
I
internet.
feel like the best way to learn something is just to experience it in real life. You keep reading about it and you have all of this random information, and then you're going into it and you're like trying to use all that information.
Yeah, but they're scared and they're probably like intimidated.
Yeah, everybody's
feel
They
like
don't
scared.
want to.
I feel like it
Everybody
just
is
goes for
scared going into
everything.
dating.
Well, some
Anything
people who
that
are
you want to learn in life, you just need to learn for yourself. Because
yeah, but some people won't do that.
yeah, but anything I've learned on the internet, like looking things up to do with like a specific scenario, it never gives you like the proper answer.
No.
Because you're not going to find something that's like special to you on the internet. I mean, yeah, you can find things to relate to maybe, or if you're going through something, but like, for example, like anytime I've ever looked things up about like being pregnant, I'm not pregnant, I'm not saying I am, but like obviously everyone always wonders. It's always been wrong.
I don't know. I'm gonna throw this out there. I think I've learned more from ChatGPT than I have in my entire life.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I'm
know
not
you
saying
have.
you can't learn things.
I'm not kidding. That shit's amazing.
No, I'm saying like personal experiences, like things that you will learn on your own just from experience. Like obviously if you need
That's
to
true.
like look something up about something that is factual, then yeah, you can find that on the internet. Or if you're looking up like, what are symptoms of being pregnant? You can find that on the internet. But if you're looking up like, am I pregnant if this, and this, you're not going to find the answer.
Well, that's true, I guess. Even simple things like, do you remember the first time you went to an airport, how chaotic it felt?
Mm-hmm.
And then once you go like 20 times, it's second
then
nature.
You're like, oh, it's easy.
That's
I know
the
what I'm
thing.
doing.
As somebody,
And a lot of times you can find things though.
as someone who
the right thing to do.
had intense specific anxiety over certain things and would Google them to try to ease that anxiety, it never actually helps. Because you can either psych yourself out from Googling things too much, and then when you actually experience it, you're like, oh, it's not nearly as bad as I thought, or the opposite. When it comes to something like dating, I just feel like taking advice from a random person that like on a screen that you don't know what experience they have. They could be getting their advice from somebody else. They might not have any experience, or they might have very, very little experience, or even if they have a lot of experience. Like there's so many people who have a lot of dating experience and still don't know what the they're doing.
Yeah, but the issue for some people is they can't even like go on a date to begin with. Like they don't know how to find one. So like you need advice. So people look for the advice on how to find a date in the first place. Like there's people who legitimately have never
I'm just like
been on.
at that point though, I'm like, why are you looking for a date? Just like have fun by yourself.
They need to go watch
You're
Sex in the
horny.
City.
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Did you hear me?
What?
They need to go watch Sex in the City. That explains it.
For real.
That show does teach you a lot.
It really is.
It does.
I do admit that show
know.
is very entertaining.
It's
It is
entertaining
entertaining.
and it relatable as
I watched an episode with Kate the other day, and I was like, yeah, this show
Just
is actually
one?
really entertaining.
It is.
Well, just two. It's one of those shows where you end the episode and you're like, it just starts auto-playing. You're
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I guess I'll just watch the next one.
Oh my God,
it's
I
a
watched
type of
like the
show
first 2
that's-
seasons, like no problem.
It's the
like,
type of
so
show
quick.
that's for everybody, men and women and everything in between.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like real. It's like
I remember when I was a kid, I was probably
Yeah.
like 8, 9, or 10 or something. You would watch it all the time, and I would I can't believe you let me watch that show, but I would watch it with you.
it wasn't bad.
And I just remember the character Samantha just having sex with everyone in the
Yeah,
show.
Mom says it wasn't bad. Meanwhile, Samantha literally is like naked and having sex every other scene.
yeah,
She's like
I
sitting on a
realized
bed
that.
screaming. Every other scene, a different guy.
Mom.
It's insane.
Do you remember when we were little, me, you, and Claudia were in your room and we were watching the movie Good Luck Chuck? And there's a scene in
Oh my
that's like, first
God,
of all, that
yes.
movie is so insanely misogynistic. I rewatched it within the last few years, and the way they talk about women, oh my God, it's horrible. I can't believe I watched this as a kid. But
I did not know. I thought I had no idea.
there
that,
was a scene in this movie where the main guy starts having tons and tons of sex with women, and there's like everything in the
it's just
thing.
the screen just
And
kept. It's
Can I
okay if it
please-
was like
can I
one
please
screen.
Continue talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the screen slowly turns into like a grid of a bunch of different squares, and in each square is a scene of him having sex with a different woman, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and each square gets smaller
Yeah.
and smaller. And I remember so vividly at that point, Mom was like, okay, we're turning this off, or like fast
No, I
forward
said,
it.
okay, everybody put your hands over your eyes now.
How old were we?
I don't know. And I
Brandon
was like,
wasn't
I kept
there.
looking at it and looking at it and looking at it, and it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing. And I was like, okay, everybody put your hands over your eyes. I was trying to find the remote to turn it off. I'm like, this is too much.
I think I remember this.
It's just too much. It was
You
overboard.
weren't there.
The Grid? I've seen a movie
Grid.
with a grid and a guy having
Brandon,
sex
you
with
were
a bunch
not
of girls and
there.
the grid expands. Okay, well, I guess it's
What
a
was it
fake
called?
memory.
Good luck, Chuck.
Good luck, Chuck.
I've seen Good Luck Chuck,
Yeah, you probably have seen it.
but just not with you guys. Okay, let's do a few more of these. Okay. Dating advice from women. Don't approach a woman at the gym, at work, or when she's with her friends and family.
I don't agree with that.
I'd say I mostly agree, but see, this is just hard because that doesn't.
Well, I
apply
disagree
every-
completely.
You do?
Well,
I think that's the best time.
Yeah, I think it's.
Well,
I
yeah,
think it's
Brandon,
okay.
when
When
have
she's
you-
with her family.
When have you ever approached a girl
Okay.
in any of those situations?
I probably haven't, but I feel like older moms always like me. Like moms and grandmothers always like me. So if I saw a girl with her mom or grandmother, I would be way more confident going up because I would talk to the mom or grandmother.
respect the guy that did that because that takes a lot of guts.
yeah,
and
but
that
I
means he
think
has confidence.
whoever's writing that is probably just because like for them that would be uncomfortable. Depends on what their family's like. Thank you so much.
Oh, he's taking.
Jesse
care
looks
of
like such
his
a dad
baby.
right now.
He's just not.
He's literally the housewife.
What are you taking there? What kind of drug is that?
The Excedrin or ibuprofen?
Did you swallow it before you took water?
Damn, we're just
It's
popping
called
pills now.
sumatriptan. It's
Oh my god, I'm so
Oh, I have that
zombie
at
mode
home.
right now. I have not felt like this in a while.
You and Brandon.
I'm fine.
I feel like that too, honestly.
I went to sleep at
My
4 a.m.
coffee's
like
not
2
even
nights ago,
helping.
but I'm
It's just
good.
making me empty my bowels out.
Is that why you delayed the podcast?
No.
I might fall asleep on
Don't
this
lie.
couch after taking that.
This podcast has been delayed multiple times
makes you
for bowel issues.
No,
Did
it
you-
hasn't.
We get
What?
delayed. We get delayed often for.
Okay,
for
well, we
bowel
have a
issues on
producer
this
who has
podcast.
Crohn's and a star who has colitis. So,
2 out of 5 of our.
Corey, hear that? Can
Yeah,
Corey
you're
hear
right.
me?
Yes, he has headphones.
Sometimes it changes the day too. It's so much.
We probably all have a certain version of IBS too.
I don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
I
I do. Like if I get really like nervous for something, I get like
That's not
during
everybody
wrestling,
gets
I would get IBS.
Brandon,
Everybody
that's
gets
not
that.
IBS. That's just like that happens when your
Nerves.
fight or
That's
flight
anxiety.
is activated. It contributes to your
Okay.
nervous system.
Can you
and
just
your-
let me put a label on it, please?
It's
No,
not
I-
IBS. It's not irritable bowel syndrome.
You've never
It's
had.
anxiety.
You've never had.
Am I
health
being
issues.
attacked for my illness?
You've never had
No,
health
when
issues.
you get anxious, your bowels become hyperactive, which
Yeah.
in return
They
makes
be
you shit yourself.
irritated and their bowels, and it's a syndrome. IBS.
No, it's not.
No.
Okay.
Just 'cause
Next one.
Brandon's like, I had diarrhea once when I was 13 and forced to do wrestling and probably starved.
God, I hated wrestling. Okay. Next. Is this good dating advice from women? Write down a secret list of seemingly unimportant things your girl says and intentionally bring it up later. It makes you look like a great listener.
Okay,
Okay, well,
weird.
that's
fucking
That's psychotic.
that's
yeah.
manipulative as hell. That shouldn't be a thing.
If you can't listen and hear the things that she's saying and remember them, then you've. why are
I
you
liked
even
it.
talking to
I
her?
liked it up until that last part. So you seem like a good listener. I would say writing things down that your partner seems to care about. Yeah, that's a great thing.
I just feel like you shouldn't have to write them down though.
They
see
can
a
have
problem with
like a half of
If
an
you're-
A for effort.
If you're actively listening to someone when they're talking to you and you care about them enough, you're going to remember.
You're going
the
to
things that
remember.
they tell you.
Yeah.
True,
I've
but
never
some
had
people
to write down things about Jesse.
some people are different though. Just because you don't have that type of brain
Yeah,
doesn't mean that other people wouldn't benefit from that.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes somebody tells me something and I forget who told me. And it happens
Well,
with
I have
like
that
Kate, it
all
happens
the
with Kate
time.
sometimes where she's told me something and I'm like, oh, somebody told me this once. And
You
it was
do that to me.
it was her. I don't my
You go,
brain.
oh, somebody told me this, and I'm like, I f***ing told you that. Who's somebody?
I mean, everybody's guilty of that. I've done that.
Brandon does it often.
Brandon, you're a little young for that.
I do it. I've always done that though. Yeah, I just can't.
That's because you focus so hard on like all that computer stuff, and it
He
like
tries to
eventually.
act like he's like knowledgeable. Like
No. I think she's right.
I learned
think
the other day that this, and I'm like, I fucking told you that though.
No, this is what it is. 99% of my brain probably goes to like focusing on one thing during the day. And the other 1% just lags behind and struggling.
Yeah,
the
it's
one
like
that
all the
1% is
side
making sure I
things.
survive and don't get hit by a bus. Okay. So
I'm surprised you can drive
the
a
fact that
car.
I even remembered what you
Listen,
told me is a good thing.
I have to actively work. I have to actively do mental work to focus on what's currently happening and not get distracted by one of the 10 different thoughts I'm having. So writing something down, I have like 700 notes in my notes app.
You definitely have like some sort of ADD.
Oh my god!
This is why people need AI assistants.
I keep it all in my head.
so they can remember for you. You don't have to remember anything. You can literally just be a useless blob, and it will do everything for you.
And I already am a useless blob.
Well, you could become more of a. You can be a useless
Half
blob
of
who can still do things.
My brain is like 70% gray matter at this point.
I don't think so. Don't say that.
She's just killing off all the brain cells. She
No,
probably
I don't
she
like
probably
that.
killed half her brain cells last night with
It's
that edible.
not- no, that's not funny.
No, they regenerate after a day.
Gray matter what? Is gray matter good? I don't know. I don't know anything about the brain.
I don't know. I just made that up.
Who knows?
That's not actual.
Oh, you made that up?
It was just like gray matter. There's meaning like there's nothing.
Nothing
going on.
gray sounds
Well,
good.
there's dark matter, which is just
When I think of
nothingness,
gray matter,
pretty much.
when I think of gray matter, I think of that episode of SpongeBob where the inside of the Krabby Patties were just like that gray sludge. when they were like printing Krabby Patties and inside
Yeah,
them.
nothing gray seems
That
good.
sounds good right now. I'm hungry. Gray sludge. Oh, there is. Okay, let's do one more of these.
Yeah, I hate these.
I feel like you guys are asking for you. I feel like you and Cory are asking these
I have
questions.
a girlfriend.
Brandon doesn't know. Girls have always
Corey's the one who wrote these. He's asking for himself, obviously.
Brandon has never
He
had
said
to,
he got
try.
them from Reddit, but he really wrote them himself.
What'd you say, Kennedy?
Brandon's never had to try to like get a girlfriend. It's just happened to you.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
He just goes
I'm
for
honestly-
people that I know.
It was for safe people.
That is, no, that's just coincidence.
Yeah.
No,
Sure.
I do admit the fact that I have two sisters.
You wouldn't have met
Makes
Kate
it-
if it wasn't for me.
Let's ask.
Well,
Let's ask Claudia how
Go
she
ahead.
feels about you dating two separate women who she was friends with before you dated them.
you weren't close friends with Kate, though.
No, we were like friendly, but I only saw her if I was like hanging out with Taylor. But if Taylor hadn't come up to me that day in the bar and told me she watched me on YouTube, you wouldn't know Kate.
Yeah, probably not. We have talked about that. How like I never would have met her because she doesn't go outside. She doesn't like do anything. She never went on dates. No, that sounds really bad. She doesn't go out to like date guys. Like she won't go to a bar and try to date guys. So
Yeah, but they go out down there sometimes.
there's a lot of people, but here's the thing I've noticed. There's a lot of people like this who just don't go out, and they're in a lot of cases they're like the best people to date. But it's like a paradox because the best people to date are always like either inside or to themselves.
Yeah, but
and
sometimes
they're not-
like if that group goes out, if a group goes out and then they ask that person who doesn't go out often, hey, do you want to come with us tonight? And they happen to go out. You know how many people I know that have met somebody that in that
and
situation?
that's the best way. That's why so many people meet at weddings.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff,
why a
because
bar,
there's so many
it could
people.
work.
You might have
Yeah.
ran into her a different way.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, destiny's destiny. So
Well, I don't know, maybe because like there aren't many musicians in the area. Is doing pretty well as a musician. He's part of their friend group, so maybe I would have, in some weird way.
I mean, it's
met
just
her through there.
the city or whatever. It could have been at this event or that.
Yeah.
Like you don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I feel like if things are meant to be, they're meant to be.
No, I'll never forget when Brandon, I don't even know if you guys were dating yet, but me and in Ocean City, we think Brandon's not coming there because he said he wasn't. And this bartender says, I just saw your brother. I said, mine? She was like, yeah. I was like, no way. Like, he's home. And she was like, no, I saw him. I was like, no, you didn't. I literally said, no, you didn't. She was like, yeah, no, I swear I did. Like, he was over there. And I was like, you're lying. And he was there. This little didn't tell me he was coming down.
That's
to
how
the
we
beach
know
and
when
he knew I was
Brandon-
going to be there.
That's how we know when Brandon likes a girl, because he gets super secretive.
Well, he asked me,
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, just go if you want to go. But I thought he was going to tell
He
you.
should have just said, I'm going to be down there too.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't tell
Big
Claudia
deal.
because I knew that her and didn't want me to go. Basically, her and were going to Ocean City.
We did not want you to go. If you were going with them, you were going with a different group. I just didn't want you
Yeah,
coming.
but we would have crossed paths.
No.
either-
The only reason we did what we didn't want is we didn't want you coming down and then wanting to like vlog us there. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I wasn't vlogging that weekend though.
I know, but that's the only thing we didn't want. We didn't
Yeah.
give you're there with other people.
Yeah, that's the one thing you didn't ask me.
What?
Should you have told her?
Brandon, I have
Oh.
a question
I was
for
just
you.
pissed.
You just
I'm
said
like,
he was just like
and
bitching and saying, I
fucking
really
turned-
want to be able to go, but blah 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 blah.
He
And I'm
turned
like,
his location
you should
off
go.
too. So he was
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't have told you to do
literally
that
trying
either.
to hide from
I'd have been
me.
like,
I just
why?
didn't want to create any drama.
There
You
was-
already
if
did.
you were
That does it,
normal
though.
I
about
probably
it, there
did.
wouldn't have been.
Yeah, if you would have just said something to her, she might not have loved it. But like she said, she just didn't want to be vlogged. So
Brandon,
that would
what
have
was,
cleared
what
that
was
up.
your
and
favorite
it would've been
vlog you
fine.
ever made?
Oh man. So I actually watched, this wasn't a vlog, but I showed Kate the video of when we like kidnapped Jesse.
Oh man.
Holy dude. That video was literally like a movie, the way it was put together and
Poor
everything.
Jesse. He had like a big bloody scrape on his face.
Yeah, Jesse's a trooper for that one. But like there was another one where he met Dad for the first time and we filmed it like a movie, and I was like, holy dude, I forgot how good these
Oh,
were.
yeah, you
but
were filming a couple of things.
What
like
do you
a
think's
movie
the
back
Yeah,
most
but
like
in-
entertaining one?
The ghost
Okay,
one was really
one
funny.
of the okay, there were so many good ones.
There's so many.
The one where we went to the cabin was really funny.
I think one of the best ones was the pool party one that we had when Jesse was here for the first weekend.
That
Oh,
was
that was good. Yeah. That was the
I don't think
era
I was
of
at that
the
one.
best vlogs, and the reason was because we were just doing so much all the time.
My favorite
and
one's-
everyone was free to film.
My favorite one
It's
is the
impossible to live like that
Preakness
forever.
one where
Yeah.
I got really drunk for the first time.
Oh yeah, that one was good too. I really liked the ghost one
Yeah.
when we went to that that haunted mansion.
There was a lot of really good ones. They're super fun to do, but like Claudia said,
it's a lot.
it's so hard to sustain that lifestyle because you're constantly doing it ends up being like a lot of drinking, which takes
It's
a toll on you.
exhausting.
It's super expensive. So because we have a big group and we were doing wild things, every video would be so expensive, and like the video wouldn't make that money back. So you're kind of just like doing it for fun. So that was it was fun, but it's a bitch, man. So oh yeah, we also like what Cory said, we don't live in an area that has a lot of things to do. Okay, let's just do one more of these. Okay. Dating advice from women. It's the man's responsibility to plan the date. Not having a plan shows the girl that she's not worth the effort to plan anything. So the guy should be the one who plans
Always?
the date.
Sometimes, but yeah, these
I
are
would say in
so-
most cases.
I think at the beginning
I
maybe
mean, I
to
think
like,
it
but
shows
not.
a good effort if, you know. both
Yeah, but sometimes the
parties
girl
plan.
doesn't want to do what he wants to do.
Yeah,
So.
sometimes
I
the
mean, you
girl
could,
wants
like,
to have
talk
control
through it.
Yeah.
It's easy to be like, oh, I can plan this, or do you want to plan it, or should we plan it together?
I think planning
Just
it
going back
together
and
would be
forth.
great. I don't want to feel like he planned the whole thing and I don't know what's going on. I don't want to feel like I planned the whole thing and he doesn't give a what we do.
I don't
Like,
know. I kind of like to like every
a lot of
once in a
girls
while.
like surprises.
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I know back when I didn't want to deal with like figuring out where and when and what.
Wait. So Kendi, you wouldn't
Your
like
foot's
it?
gonna
You
be
wouldn't
on
like it if
camera.
somebody planned a whole
It's gonna
thing
be
for
what?
you, and
On
each
camera?
each
So what?
step of the date, like each activity in the date, was a
I should
complete
off.
surprise. You had no idea what was coming. You wouldn't like
I was
that.
distracted because Mom and Claudia were literally having a conversation.
Sorry, she was telling me my foot was going to be on camera. I'm like, so does that
Mom,
matter?
wear shoes or something, okay?
No,
Just put them away.
no.
Yeah, don't give those away for
put 'em
free.
away. Kendi, what I was saying is, wouldn't you like it?
I got your question.
Yeah.
If it felt very tailored to me and like specifically things that they knew I would enjoy, then yeah, I'd be like, oh wow, you made me feel so. A big thing for me is feeling seen, because people can just act like they're listening to you and then they don't actually care. But I would like that. But I feel like if it's just planning like dinner and a movie, like that's not. Also, I just don't view dates like that. Like if I'm going on a date, granted, I don't go on like first dates or I don't date a lot, but if I was dating somebody, I would think like we don't have to go on these dates. Like we can just go hang out and eat lunch in the park or something, like something simple like that. It doesn't have to be these elaborate things. I would honestly feel like I would rather be surprised and stuff and have them plan dates later on in the relationship, because I don't like someone trying to like pull out all the strings to impress me when they don't even really know me. Like get to know me first and then start trying to impress me.
I have a question for you. If you did have a boyfriend, would you want him to smoke more weed than you or less weed than you?
Probably less, but because if he smoked more, then I would end up smoking more. Like, so long as I'm not in a place where I'm waking up and like I need to smoke weed, which I'm not. Yeah, I don't really. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to date somebody who is constantly smoking weed. I do it more to have fun, not because I need to get through the day. You know, so somebody who just does it recreationally for fun to have to relax.
Would you guys date somebody who constantly smokes those like big box vape things? You know, the ones where you see somebody blowing it out the window and it literally looks like an entire cloud.
Dakota
No.
does that.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she
she
does.
The big box vape, she does.
Yes,
I've
she
never
is
seen her smoke that.
addicted.
She
haven't
doesn't do
either.
it in front
What?
of people.
I've never seen her smoke that in my
They're
life.
not a big box though, but it's tobacco. It's
It's a
nicotine.
pen.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about
it is
the-
a lot of smoke.
I'm talking about the big box.
well, they
Yeah,
make
but
them
it's-
smaller now.
I've never seen Dakota do that.
Yeah,
I know,
because
I
she
didn't
doesn't.
know until the winery. She was like hitting.
She
dogs.
does it in the basement,
Oh, really?
and it smells like butterscotch cookies. That's the only thing. So it's like I don't care, but I'm like, why are you smoking in the basement? But she said she doesn't like to do it on the deck because it's so much smoke that she doesn't want it to go to the neighbors and that they smell. I said, who cares? We smell weed and cigars and everything outside. You can do it. And she just doesn't feel comfortable doing it because it's so much smoke. Like she does that on the way home from work every day. She just drive an hour. You didn't know that?
No,
Yeah, give her next time you see her.
I will.
She's addicted to it. She tries to stop, but she just can't.
I don't think I'd be with someone that did. I mean, I don't like think differently of Dakota for doing it.
I could care less.
She keeps it on the DL, but like if someone was puffing that thing constantly while I'm next to them, I'd be
Yeah,
like,
no, but it smells so good.
Well, here's the thing. I can't say anything because once in a while, Kate and I will smoke cigars.
That does not smell so good.
Yeah, her and I love smoking
I
cigars
can't see
together.
her smoking a cigar for
That
some
is
reason.
so funny that she loves that.
She does. Yeah, she'll
so
kill
stinky.
a whole cigar. One time we were in a hot tub at a cabin, and I was sweating. We were in this hot tub for like probably an hour. I was sweating. I started feeling dizzy because we were smoking a cigar.
Oh yeah.
And drinking wine. So I was like, Kate, like I need to get out. I'm like feeling dizzy. And she was sitting in the hot tub like this with a cigar. She's like, get back in. I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. I'm not getting back in the hot tub. So she has like a glass of wine in her hand and the cigar like this. It reminded me of like something from like Sex and the City or something. She's like, get back in the hot tub. I'm like, how are you still alive in here?
That's really funny. Yeah, no, cigars are.
They have chocolate flavored cigars.
Yeah, I know. I used to sell them.
They're amazing.
I was an angel for one
They're
of the
so
cigar
good.
companies.
Like I see why people get addicted to smoking, but
yeah,
cigars
but you're
aren't
not
as
supposed
addicting.
to inhale them. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like you just taste
That's
it
why I
around
like
your
it.
lips and
Jesse
stuff.
gets
Like,
dizzy.
all right, I'm going to tell the story about how I met Jesse because that was an awesome video as well. That was the cigar one. It was a guy's night,
Oh yeah.
and you got a limo, and I got in the limo. I was the only female, and I meet Jesse that way, and him and I like became buddies that day because he was amazing. You remember you were all like singing to like 80s music and stuff like that, and I was like, he's so young. He knew all the words and he was like fitting in perfectly. And I stopped and I said, hey, hold up. How do you know all the words even more than me? Like he knew everything. He's like, oh, my dad and my mom we're like into rock and roll. My dad was a rocker, and he showed me a picture of his dad. His dad had like this really big hair, and I was like, I like got it instantly. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like this guy. It was fun. That's when we went and smoked the cigars. That's what
that was one
made
of the
me think
most
of it.
expensive videos ever, by the way.
Really?
We got a limo. We went to a restaurant. I thought the restaurant was going to comp it because I was filming and was tagging them in the video.
Oh shit!
I got the check. This is the most I've ever spent on a single dinner. I got the check.
$1,000?
It was $2,000. I was like,
oh my god!
it's
I didn't
because
know you had to pay for that.
Yeah, I had to pay for it. I thought they were covering it.
I thought so too.
Because we were filming. Yeah, I had to pay for it. I thought they were covering it, and I wasn't going to be like, hey, can you like guys like comp this because
Oh my god!
because I'm promoting you in the video. So I just paid for it. I was
You
like,
should have
fuck it.
said something.
But it was that.
Yeah, you
we
should
had to
have
pay
said
for that. That was
something.
like $2,000. The limo was probably $1,000 or no,
Yeah,
it was like
and then-
$2,000. It was like a Hummer limo. That was probably like $2,000. We went to the cigar bar,
Yeah.
and then we went to that crazy club.
Oh yeah, afterwards.
Yeah, there's my friend's club in DC. He had like a rooftop club on top of the Kennedy Center in DC.
I threw up that night.
You did?
I threw up all that good French food.
What? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Dev and
there.
Claudia come over with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the is going on?
We crashed guys' night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was hilarious.
But it was at the end,
I'm
so it's
I was so glad you guys did that. I was like, this really made the video.
I know, that's so funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
That was a lot. That was a long day.
It was a long day.
It's a long day.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But what was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of you throwing up, do you remember when you threw up in my bathroom trash can and then left it there? And then Nick found it the next day. She threw up in the bathroom trash can in the living room.
Wait,
And
where
then
were
Nick-
we from that? Was that Halloween?
I don't remember. It was so long. It all blends together. in
I
my
know
head.
it all blends together.
Disgusting. It's,
I
That's
told him I'd buy him a
wild.
new trash can.
why
I said
didn't
just-
you do it in the toilet?
You really want to know? The toilet was being taken up already.
By
I was
who?
coming out from both ends.
Oh.
Would you rather have had diarrhea on the floor or throw up in the trash can?
Wow. I guarantee no one everyone listening, I guarantee they don't have a story like this about their mom.
It's not something to be proud of. That's for sure. I was embarrassed.
No, I would
but
give
like,
mom so much-
I said just
so much shit every
What?
time you ever got sick for throwing up because I just, first of all, like, come on. And second of all, I have never gotten to a point with drinking where I've gotten sick because I have such a fear of getting sick. And I feel like anyone with emetophobia will relate to this, that when anyone around you is sick, you almost get like angry at them because you're like,
yeah, I remember you getting
fucking
angry.
You're putting me in this intensely anxious state. And specifically just when people get sick from like drinking, because I'm like, that's your own fault.
I don't know why I always got sick. It was like my oh yeah, but I've always gotten like that. My stomach's always been like sensitive to alcohol. It's poison.
The amount of alcohol we would drink when I was in high school was disgusting. I remember I had an aversion to Captain Morgan for such a long time because I would always sneak parties at your house when you were gone. With like little group
Brandon,
parties.
I thought about this.
Like,
Brandon, I thought about this memory the other day where one time you were having a party and you bribed me to stay up in my bedroom. I was the only one home that night. And so you were like, I will order you food if you stay in your bedroom all night and don't tell mom. And so he literally ordered me like a cheesesteak sub from Pizza Boli's or something. And I was so happy because at the time, literally anytime I had an opportunity to get food that mom didn't make, I was so happy.
Okay, Mom, your food was good. Your food was good. Your spaghetti and meatballs were good.
Look, it was very simple food, and it was very cheap.
I loved it.
Let me tell you what mom would do. She would get a pack of the cheapest chicken tenders you could find, the ones with the nasty little things running throughout them, and then she would stick it all in a pan and put some sort of like salt, pepper, flour mixture on it, and then just cook the shit out of it. And
I thought it was good.
Brandon always ate my
I just
food.
always had an aversion to meat. Like as a kid, I was weird with meat, and then I've just been weird with meat my whole life. I only like meat if it's like high quality and not fatty, and like I'm specific with it.
That could be taken the other way.
We were such annoying kids when we were younger though, because I remember always going like, we're hungry, or like, we're
that was
bored,
annoying.
and you'd be like, shut up.
Because we were hungry. No, I remember
you had plenty of
Brandon
food.
had a party once, and me and were upstairs, and we wanted alcohol so we could get drunk in my room. And I told him I'd buy it from him, so I gave him $10, and he gave me a mug of watered down whiskey. And I started drinking it, and I was like, "This is watered down." And I was so mad.
How did you know it was watered down if you like never have alcohol?
Taste
I had alcohol,
Oh god.
and I took it down, and I was like, "This is water."
Okay, well, my first time getting drunk was off of a bottle of wine. I was 15, my freshman year of high school, off a bottle of wine with Claudia and her boyfriend at the time. And me and Claudia just were drinking wine together. And then I remember, I think I've told this story before, I went and did my homework and it looked like a child did it. And I went to school the next day. I got drunk and went to school the next day.
Kennedy drank maybe like a glass of it, and I drank the rest. And the next day I had to go to work and like serve tables for like, I don't even know what, a lunch shift or something. And I was in the office at my work, like hunched over a trash can, like felt so horrible. I hated my life.
It's like, it's when you get so drunk or have such a bad hangover that like the entire world's spinning. Have you had that feeling? You lay in bed and it literally feels like the bed is rotating.
Of course.
Yes.
I haven't had that since I was younger, but that is
it's
torture.
The worst. It's the worst.
That is
feeling.
torture.
I hate alcohol. I don't even.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling.
It's fun sometimes when you're with a bunch of people, whatever, but like it's just
it's good if you just sip on a drink and just you can control it and not like.
I think my max now, like as an adult, the like most I'll have is 2 drinks.
Yeah, but you like to do shots too. I mean, so do I.
I mean, I think it's fun like once in a while, depending on the event. But even now, like I won't have more than maybe 3 max. Like, and that's a lot for me.
Part of me feels like you just need to get it out of your system at some point in life. Like I feel like I got it out of my system.
Yeah,
drinking's fun once in a while. Like I love drinking wine with Kate.
You're gonna do it again.
No, I love drinking wine with Kate. I don't think I am.
No,
like,
I think you would.
No, because I hate how it absolutely destroys the next day.
Yeah, but like sometimes you don't realize like you're having a good time and you're like in the middle of like that moment.
No, I feel
I'm
like
aware.
I know. Yeah, I know now. Like
I don't get aware.
And like I was watching, there was a TikTok. This guy popped up and he was like, basically saying like how so many people nowadays are just like going sober, and he's like, I mean, alcohol is literally poison. It goes through your body and like burns every organ and makes you feel like shit It makes your brain mess up. It messes up your digestive system. Like literally everything.
Yeah, it's poison.
It is poison. And
it is.
if you looked at it in a different aspect, like, okay, think about like how people talk about cough syrup. It's frowned upon to drink a bottle of cough syrup like some people might do if for like a cheaper version of getting f***ed up, but yet we'll go out and drink a glamorized bottle of literally like rubbing alcohol.
Well, everybody's got their poison.
Well,
Pick your poison.
Well, the reason people drink it, they know it's poison, but they're drinking it because it reduces their social anxiety and it makes them.
Makes
they
you
can go into
chatty
a
for a
situation.
while.
Yeah, some people literally can't chat in a
makes
group
you have
setting.
fun, makes you do something crazy,
Or it just makes you relaxed. Like Dakota will come home from work and we'll just have a glass of whiskey.
It's
Like,
the same as anything
sip
else.
on it.
As long as you don't like abuse it constantly,
Yeah.
then it's probably going to be fine.
Yeah.
In some
don't
cases, maybe it does help people if they do have certain social anxieties, but I don't know. It's personal preference. Don't drink a whole bunch of alcohol. You're going to
I don't
yourself
know.
up.
Maybe I'm slightly
I don't know.
addicted.
I when I'm home and I'm just like, I don't think I'll ever just be one of those people that's like, oh, I just want a glass of wine. Like I'd rather have a glass of like,
yeah, then
I'd rather have a cup of soda.
I can't ew.
Soda might be worse.
Ew. I can't imagine
That
like
would be my poison. Is fucking
stopping drinking.
a nasty sugary soda.
I remember I had to stop for 1 year because of the guy I was dating. He had to stop, so I had to stop because if I was drinking, then he would drink. And I wanted to see if I could stop. And I did. I stopped for a year. So I was like, okay, that's good. And then as soon as we broke up, I went right back to drinking.
I'd be fine with never having another drop of it
Same.
again in my life. And I'm not to say that I like don't sometimes like, you know, have a little fun and have like a few drinks, or if we go to like a nice dinner and they have like cool cocktails on the menu, I'll have one or two. And, you know, the next day I feel totally fine and normal. It didn't mess me up in any sort of way. But I just don't need it.
Then you should give me that machine that you have that makes drinks
No.
because you're
you
not
don't
going to
need
use it. Sure, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I need it.
No, I'm going to have it for entertainment.
I just really like wine.
I like wine too.
One of my favorite things to do is to go to the wineries. in
Wine and
Virginia.
whiskey. Yeah.
It's just so much fun. Like to go to a winery and like these people like put their whole life's work into
Yeah.
like making
Yeah.
this little bottle of wine. I went to a winery with Kate called Walsh.
Right.
It was called Walsh Winery. I spent like $200 there on bottles of wine to take back.
To me, wine is a little bit different because at least it's not like hard liquor, and it's kind of something you can have like 2 glasses and, you know, just feel relaxed and like warm, but like not feel disgusting.
I think it's like a social thing. If you're drinking it by yourself or something, then you probably
I think you know
need to work on some stuff.
No, I think like people will take like, you can have like wine in a bath, but imagine you're drinking shots of vodka in a bath. That would be kind of
I don't think there's anything bad about sipping on a drink if you're by yourself, like a little bit, just to make yourself relaxed. If you're like
yeah, if you've had
had a hard day and you just
But
want
that's
to
the
chill.
thing is like, it's like you
Some
don't
people
really
will smoke
you don't
weed.
want to feel like you're like medicating yourself from a hard day. I mean, I get it.
See,
but-
my concern with that would be that you're relying on something to like
Yes,
get through
that's
your
what I
day.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're relying on Zoloft to help you.
That is true.
Get through your day.
That is
Zoloft
true.
doesn't make me feel sick and burn my organs.
Could be burning something else. You don't know.
I don't know what Zoloft.
Burning
does to
away
people
my
later.
anxiety.
Everything has side effects. I feel like.
No, Zoloft, the only side effect of Zoloft is making me live a happier life.
Well, you know what I tried what I had with Kate, we went to dinner 2 nights ago, I think. I had an oyster shooter. Have you ever had one of those?
Yes, they're so good.
So it's oyster, vodka,
You might as well have
Tabasco
somebody-
sauce, and Old Bay.
Spit
So
a
good.
freaking wad of their
No, it's really good.
Splooge.
their spit into a cup.
Yeah, the best way I can describe an oyster, I've never actually tried this, but the best way I can describe an oyster is it's basically like splooge.
boogers.
I thought I would
Splooge.
hate it.
Can you stop saying that?
It's not though.
Splooge.
I'm gonna like rock you in that.
It's not. Some of them are really like they're chewy. They have like a taste to them or a
Mom,
texture
I have
to
a quick.
them.
Can you define splooge?
I don't want to.
Can you try?
No,
Please.
disgusting.
a booger,
No, wrong.
Semen.
a loogie.
If you were on what's that show where they ask you the questions, that the old man hosts?
I can define
What is
it.
that?
Why haven't you asked me to
Is it
define
eat
it?
it
What
or
is it?
not? What is it called?
What's the show? Hold on, what's the show?
Candy, what's it called? That YouTube show that the celebrities go on?
Not YouTube. It's on TV
Big
That was
Brother?
on
with the old guy. It's the most famous game show ever.
What is it?
Family Feud?
Corey, you know what it is. It's not Price is Right. What's
No,
the
it's
other
like
one?
Fear or
Jeopardy?
Family. Not is it? Jeopardy. If we were playing Jeopardy and it came up,
We lose.
define splooge. Kennedy, what would you say?
What is excrement?
Ew.
500 points for Kennedy. Good job.
Ew.
What is male ejaculation?
Okay, and you like oysters because it reminds you of that?
Disgusting.
No.
Oh, that's what I heard.
You think I'm-
Salty.
Freak.
I really love oysters. We had 24. Okay. I have a question for all of you guys.
No.
I already know Claudia's answer to this.
No.
Can you be friends with your ex?
We already talked about this.
No, we talked about
with your
can you be?
ex.
We talked last time.
You
we talked
can
about,
be. Yeah, you can be friends with anybody. But yes.
Yeah, I think you can be friends with an ex.
You think that
I
completely
don't.
contradicts what you said last time?
No, it doesn't, because I don't think that.
not gonna hang out with them. She's just saying you could be friends. One at a time. Friendly.
That's
You
not
go
friends.
first, Claudia.
No, I mean, I've seen people that are friends with their ex.
Okay, so
It depends on how it ended, because if it ended in a way that you're like, oh, we just like romantically, it's like not there for us, but like we're cool with each other and they stay friendly. Not to say that they're eventually maybe not going to be friends when one starts dating someone else or something, but I don't know. I just think like if you guys don't really have that emotional connection anymore, like it died off, it's probably not ever going to come back. So
It depends on the relationship.
I think it just depends. I mean, personally, I've never been friends with exes.
If
I
they
think
did some
once they're gone, and I don't really. want
Yeah,
them
I mean,
around.
if they were like, then-
state
Mom, you can't
State-
say that.
Mom, state your opinion and then explain why. State your stance.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like if they're assholes,
Say
Claudia, I was
say-
literally
That-
going to say
that-
the same
yeah.
thing, Claudia. I was going to say, what are you, dad?
say you can be friends with exes because
Why do we need to restate it?
so we can make a short out of it.
I feel like we can be friends. I feel like people can be friends with exes because, well,
Can you smack her?
first of all,
Mom, smack her in the head.
My medicine makes
No.
me so tired. I'm like
I'm
fighting.
so
the
tired. I feel like
oh
I'm
yeah, I know what she
medicated right now.
feels like.
You guys are
I
a
know what
mess.
she's. No, the
It
headache
gives you like
medicine
this
is like,
daze over your eyes where you're just like,
yeah.
Literally how I feel.
Did your headache go away at least?
it's gotten
Should.
better. Yeah.
That's good.
I have to pee real
Okay,
quick.
so
Just
I
keep talking.
think
Still
you
there,
can.
but-
I think
You
can-
guys are all mess.
I'm trying to talk.
Kennedy, just pee in your chair.
Okay. I think you can be friends with exes depending on who they are. If you have a relationship and it was just extremely toxic the whole entire time or almost the whole entire time, and you're just like cutting that poison out of your life, then no, I don't think you can be friends. But if you have a very respectful relationship and it ends on good terms and it's just like, you know, you both agree that this is why it has to end, you know, but I don't know. I think that you can be friends at that point. Yeah. But I'm like when you say friends, are you like saying like going and hanging out and like going to a movie, or are you just saying be friendly with and talk to everyone?
I don't know. See, that's why it could either be just like being friendly with, or it could be like hanging out with. I don't think it would be hanging out with though. I think it would be more so.
I think
being
it would be like
friendly
if it's a
with.
group of
I think it's
people.
like friendly with, or if you have mutual friends that you've hung out with like while you were dating.
Right,
you still can
exactly.
be around each other.
Exactly.
Still be cool.
Yes. I think that's okay. It depends on that person.
Okay, look here. Good
It's kind of
example.
talking about it like last
When I was
time,
dating
but-
my ex-boyfriend, his ex-girlfriend's family was like, I don't know, just important to him. Like he got really got along with the dad and whatever. They had a lot in common. And while we were dating, which he didn't necessarily deserve this trust, but at the time I was fine with it. He would go to like her hometown where she lived and would hang out with her family, and like she would be there, but like, you know, they weren't anymore, like they didn't have that type of relationship anymore, and they like both didn't have interest in each other. And I was fine with it because I was like, you know, they still have that relation, or like he still has that relationship with the family, and like if those people are important to him, then I want him to be able to keep that. Like I wouldn't want to take that from him.
Yeah, no, I think you're really good with that, by the way, because like Jesse goes and does, you know, all these different videos, and he's like, you know, in past videos I've seen, he's like picking up girls, random girls that he just met in, you know, for the video and stuff. And I'd be like, oh my God, Claudia is so good with that, because if that were me, I wouldn't be able to date somebody
Well,
like
he
that.
wouldn't, when we were actually dating,
Back
he wasn't
when?
picking them up anymore.
Oh.
He would still approach them. But I don't know, I've just never been someone like, if I start dating someone, I usually will give them the trust until they no longer deserve it. If I started dating them in the first place, then I think that they deserve it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be dating them.
Well,
And
my first girlfriend, I still talk to her dad on the phone sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad.
Because we just always had a really good relationship with him because he's interested in business. He got me my first job that I had. So we've always been like friendly with each other.
Yeah.
And like he invites me to go to Florida and go on his boat and everything.
Have you gone?
Not yet because I haven't been in Florida. I would go, but
I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
No, I don't
sometimes
think
you
there's
meet
anything.
people through the people that you date, and that doesn't mean that you have to cut everyone out. I mean, as long as you're
Yeah.
not like fucking, you don't hate each other, which I don't know. A lot of times relationships end for mutual reasons. Like you just aren't meant to be anymore. And
Also, I believe that when people have like an attitude towards other people, it's just because they're not happy with their own lives. Like you should want people around you that you've been with or whatever to be happy in life. You should wish happiness for them. And
it depends.
I just think so. I just think like when it all comes down to it, we're not here for that long. So it's a blink of an eye. So I just feel like really just trying to, what was that?
Jesse.
It sounded so weird in here. So I just feel like just wishing people well is like a really mature thing to do. And it's very difficult to do. And I feel like that should be like, everybody should be doing that. Honestly.
Not really. If someone cheats on you and treats you like they don't deserve to be wished
Yeah,
well.
but they're doing it. They did that because they had their own issues and they have their own turmoil and problems within themselves.
Yeah, but still, it depends. I wouldn't wish someone well if they were treating me like and like if they were emotionally abusing me. Them, then go around hell.
well, yeah,
I mean, I've been emotionally abused.
Well, if you're being manipulated and lied to and tricked.
Yeah,
in a
why would you
sense,
want to wish
and
that
then it gets,
that person deserves karma?
Well, and then it gets revealed. At the end of the day, you definitely shouldn't let it affect you once you break.
No, I've been emotionally abused.
There's things you can look past, but there's certain that doesn't mean that you have to wish the best for that person.
Well, I mean,
Like yes, forgive and forget, let go of things.
Mom, but you at the same, you kind of let it happen to you. Kendi, what's your opinion on can you date an ex?
I don't have an ex.
Not date an ex.
Oh. Well,
Can you be friends with an ex?
What's your opinion on being friends with an ex?
I literally don't have an opinion. I think if you want to be friends with your ex, cool. If you don't want to be friends with your ex, cool. Like,
Yeah, honestly.
most of these questions, I just feel like they can literally go anyway. I don't really have a solid answer.
Personally, I'm not friends with mine because fuck them. They don't deserve my friendship.
I always like to leave relationships with like as much respect as possible and not be on anyone's bad side.
Which I
just don't
always
like
have.
That, yeah, I don't like that feeling of like having bad blood with somebody at all, like anyone. Like, so if there's a problem, I want to clear it up as soon as I can. Even if things aren't going to work out, then that's fine. But I don't want it to be all toxic.
I don't hold on to things because nothing like clings to my like soul that way, if that makes sense. Like I don't hold on to anything. Like someone could do something negative to me in a relationship, and that, yes, I may not ever speak to them again. They're not in my life anymore. They exist as much as they did before I ever met them. But where was I going with that?
Well, what about, so what advice would you have for somebody? Because I think
Claudia's
what happens
high.
with a lot of people is she is.
No, I'm really not. But I mean, I just like spaced out and forgot what I was.
I think what happens with a lot of people is they have a really bad experience in something. Like, let's say you date somebody for the first time and the guy's super toxic and cheats on you, and then you think every single guy in the world will cheat on you moving forward. So I know a lot of people do this overgeneralization.
That just takes time.
So yeah, but what would you say to somebody who constantly who thinks a certain way about people because of a really bad experience they had
I
one
would
time?
say give it time because everything changes. Nothing stays the same.
You honestly have to just like, yeah, take time and then eventually give someone else a chance and hope that it's going to go differently.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at you can just, honestly, I would like pay attention to yourself because if that relationship didn't, and I'm speaking from experience myself, if it didn't go well, it's something to do. You can't blame it on the other person. You should be looking
use those
inside of
warning
yourself.
signs.
Well, I know for a fact, like,
I mean, you can blame the other person, but also
You really shouldn't be blaming the other person, because you should be blaming yourself, and you
For
should be
being
going
in the
and get
relationship in the first
exactly.
place. Yeah, that's how I look at it.
I
Well,
used to blame
I think
people.
you need to learn and understand why you allowed that in your life in the first place. But the person doing it to you is still the person to blame. They shouldn't be treating people like that.
Yeah, but what?
No, but it's
it could be the case that that's the way the person is, and it's your responsibility to either be in the relationship or not be.
Take
in the
care of
Well,
relationship.
yes,
yourself.
you have to know judgment, but when you're in a relationship, it's especially one like that, it's really hard to understand that that is not normal, because that is your normal. That is what you're used to dealing with, what you're used to being around. You forget that there are actually people that are good and will treat you well. Like people, it's the same thing as when you're in a relationship with someone that doesn't do anything that's like no gestures, nothing, doesn't take you on date nights, doesn't get you gifts for your birthday, doesn't make you feel special at all in any way.
You might as well be single at that point.
Yes, but you also forget that that is not normal. That's not acceptable. Like you start to just be like, this is what exists. This is what being in a relationship is. And then you get out of it and you're with someone else that does do those things. And you're like, holy shit, this is what I've been missing.
The bottom line is, I think something that everyone could hear is, if you're unhappy with any area of your life, whether it's relationship, job related, friend related, whatever, that can be fixed. Like you can do something about that. If you are miserable because of some specific reason, there is something to be done. There's something that can be done, because you don't have to stay in a miserable situation.
Yeah, true. It's just hard to get out of it to begin with, but you got to just take that first step. Right?
It's very
Thanks
hard
for
to get
that.
out of.
Right.
Sometimes.
Thanks for that motivational quote.
You're welcome.
Sometimes
First step-
it's
and the
extremely
first-
hard.
The first step too can just be talking to somebody about it. Like a lot of people don't want to voice certain things because they are
Honestly, the
almost
first
afraid of
step
it.
is admitting it to yourself first, because you can't talk about it unless you know for sure on your own. Like, it's talking to yourself.
Yeah, but then when you talk to someone else, it becomes real and you're like,
Right.
okay, I need some validation that this isn't normal.
How far are we into the podcast? Because how long has it been? Almost an hour.
Jesus.
Okay, I wanted to do the pod brownie story, but maybe we should just save that for next time.
Maybe you should start it next time like that.
The pot brownie story. I feel like that's a pretty long one. We have
That's why
some
I'm
other stories
saying
too.
to start the podcast with that.
Here,
next time.
let's end with this. We'll play a quick game of Never Have I Ever, but you guys have to make them up. You go first, Mom. Ask
know.
us to Never Have I Ever.
Why would you
can't
make
think right
mom
now
go
about that.
first? You think that she
Yeah.
Because it's funny.
Yeah, exactly. Be sitting here
try,
for like
Mom.
20 minutes waiting.
Yeah, try.
Try.
Come on.
I don't know.
First thing that comes to your head. Boom.
You have to say something you've never done.
Never have I ever. Boom. That has to be something
Have
you've
I
done.
ever jumped out of a plane? I don't know.
Jumped out of a. I feel like
I would never do
You just
it.
answer like an AI chatbot.
I just
Think of
wouldn't
something
know.
weird, crazy.
I got one.
That is weird and crazy.
Okay, go,
Never-
Candy.
Never have I ever had.
That's
she
the
was
one that
gonna say
everyone
something like
goes
that.
to, and I've never done
I
that.
never have, and I don't really want to. That feels invasive to stick something somewhere like that.
What?
Oh God, no, Mom, no,
Don't answer.
no.
I knew this.
Have you?
Maybe-
I've had some
I think,
in
we
my
should
life.
I think we should just end the podcast here.
Yeah,
this
let's
is
do
this is a
that.
good place. Okay, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks
I
for
don't
watching.
understand what the big deal is.
Mom's
Me
done
either.
it.
What's the big deal? Stop. Erase the stigma, okay? People can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
I don't
but
care about the stigma.
when it's your
I care about
mother,
talking to
It's
my
not
mom.
it's not that I wanted
the
to.
stigma. Stick your wherever you. Okay,
It's not that
don't
I-
stick your wherever you want.
It's not that I wanted to. It just happened, and then
Ugh.
I stopped it.
God,
Wait, that doesn't. That sounds like.
that sounds like
Abusive?
something else.
Yeah.
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 Jesus, goodbye.
No, we
Yeah,
were
we'll
all
see you
saying
guys
never
next
have I
time.
ever. What the heck?
What do you?
You made it dark.
Yeah, you made it dark. You took a wrong turn.
What it was.
I said
funny.
jumping out of a plane. You said
What is the big deal? I don't
extremes.
Go have and then tell us what the big deal about anal is.
I want to do that personally. I've had too much. Yeah, I don't want to stick anything up there.
You've had too much go out. You don't.
But
oh,
I've
God.
also had to give myself enemas before. So like that's not. I'm not like afraid of the butthole. You
An
know?
enema's tiny.
I know. I'm saying like.
Put a banana up there and then let me know how it is.
Brandon, I
We're
don't
done.
want to.
We're done.
I don't want to do that. Don't tell your sister to put a banana up her butt.
We should end it, guys. Oh, okay. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.